Okay, so I'm making a video about a slideshow which I presented in a training meeting this week, and I thought I would share it with the group. So it's about how we learn, and in particular about a model called Johari's Window. So Johari's Window is sometimes described as a feedback model of self-awareness, which sounds a bit psychobabble, but basically what it means is it's a framework for understanding how individuals within a group become more aware of their knowledge and skills, and how other members of that team become more aware of the skills of their colleagues. So it was developed a long time ago, 1955, by two guys called Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham, and they squished their names together, their Christian names together, to make Johari's Window, and they were based in the University of California. So it's been adopted for about over 50 years for improving personal development, so understanding yourself better, but in particular, it helps to understand how individuals work within groups and facilitates team communication. Mostly it's looking at how individuals work within a group, but it can also look at how groups react to other groups within an organization. So although for the rest of the talk I'm going to be focusing on individuals within a group, you can also think of this framework in terms of teams within an organization. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's like a window that you might see any kind of 5-year-old draw on a house. It's got 4 panes of glass in the window. Along the top are the others, so other people in the group, and along the left-hand side is yourself. And then I'll explain in detail these 4 panes of glass in the next few slides. So the first pane of glass is the open or free area. So this is basically an area where any information, and when we say information, we mean knowledge or skills. So knowledge might be what I know about a product, skills might be how good I am at speaking on the telephone to a customer. And attitudes is a tricky one, but it means my emotional feelings towards certain people, for example, prejudices I might have or difficulties I might have with certain topics. So you can have a think about what that means. It's the most elusive, really, category within information. So in the open area, we're just going to stick to knowledge because it's the simplest one to have as example, knowledge and skills. That knowledge is known to both you and the other people in the group. So it's an open piece of information. And this is a great thing. So this is the good place. It's where we want all our information to be ideally, because if information is in the open area, then we can all discuss it freely. And we all know that we're all aware of the information. By putting information in the open area, you're free to explore it and develop it. And obviously that's helpful. So for progression of ideas within the group. So that's the open area, which is the good place, as I say. But let's think about these other 3 areas now. Really, both Luft and Ingham were looking at how to get information that's in the other 3 areas into the open area. So that's kind of the gist of the framework. Okay, so we look at the hidden area. The hidden area is defined as information that is known to self, so information I know, but not to others. So information I know, but you don't know. So everyone knows that I'm a doctor, so I might know more medical information than you do. So you could think of it as a secret, but it's really undisclosed information. So I could tell you about my medical knowledge and then you would know about it. then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. So I'd be moving it from the hidden area up into the open area. And really, to move things into the open area, we need a disclosure process. So disclosure for knowledge is pretty straightforward. You could have a PowerPoint like this one, or a product profile, or an information sheet. Skills, you can demonstrate skills that you have to the rest of the group. So I might be very good at, what am I good at? Maybe I'm good at drawing. Some people may know that. I'm keen on drawing. So I can demonstrate that skill by drawing a nice picture and showing it to the company, and then people would be aware of that. Attitude's a little bit more tricky. Attitude's always the trickiest one. How do I bring my attitudes into the hidden area? Have a think about that one, and maybe we can discuss that. Okay, so that's the hidden area, moving things up out of the hidden area into the open area. The next area to think about is blind, so sometimes called the blind spot. So we all have blind spots, and this is information which other people know, but we don't know. So my example here is maybe working in the dark. So you may be busy selling some nanodrops, but I know that we're going to lose the nanodrop contract in a week's time, and all your hard work is in vain. So that's not helpful for you. It's not helpful for the group. So I need to bring that information into the open area by, again, having a disclosure process. I need to trust you, and you need to trust me when we're disclosing information that's in the blind spot. And it's really important with any disclosure to have non-judgmental feedback. So the ability to disclose information and then have that information understood and then fed back to the group. So other things that sit in the blind spot, again, skills. So people might observe that I'm very a chatty person, maybe. I don't know if I am, but maybe I am. But I'm not aware of it, and I ramble on too much. And maybe it would be helpful if someone pointed that out to me. But you can imagine in a situation like that, I would need to trust you, and I'd need to feel comfortable receiving that feedback. So when you're bringing things out of someone's blind spot into their open area, you need to think, how am I going to deliver that information and that feedback to that individual? Okay, and then just to wrap it up, the most interesting area, the bit that I really find fascinating, is the unknown area. So the unknown area, if you're following along, you should be able to deduce this, is where information is not known to anyone. So you don't know about it, and other people don't know about it. So that sounds a bit confusing when you first think about it, but my example is unrealized potential. So unrealized potential, I describe sometimes as imagining that someone in the group is an amazing fighter pilot, but they've never managed to get into a jet plane, and so no one realizes that they are an amazing fighter pilot. But if only they had that opportunity, they would discover it, and so would the rest of the group. So, I mean, that's an extreme example, but it highlights the fact that unrealized potential can only be disclosed if we give people opportunity. So it's very important to think when you're assessing what tasks need to be done in a group. Has everyone had the opportunity to explore their own potential? And in any situation where you're exploring a new skill or knowledge, you need to have the freedom to fail. So it can't be kind of mission critical that you deliver, but you're allowed to fail. And when you do, you're going to be supported and picked up, and not judged by the group as being as that being a negative thing. And if we give people opportunity in a trusting environment, then they should realize their potential. And that obviously benefits the whole group. And then if you do it within groups, within organizations, then the organization can only benefit. Okay, so that's Johari's window. Just a quick buzz through. Open area is the good place. That's where we want everything. Hidden and blind are interesting areas that people are probably aware of already, and unrealized potential is sitting there in the unknown area, and we want to get all three of these areas up into the open area. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I make another video soon.